This guy absolutely lives and breathes for the scrum. So you're going to see him come out, and if there's a ball on the deck and we have to scrum it down, you're going to see a lot of action out of Ben Tarr.
Certainly will, the young Australian. They call him the peanut M&M because he is built like a peanut M&M. And he loves scrummaging and fishing. Interesting combination for the young front rower. Ball goes in from Kruger. Ronenberg at the back. Likes to go for a run down the blind side. Taken in touch before he flicks that one back inside. A slew of errors early on in the game here for both teams as they look to go quick through Ferris. Referee again not having any of that. Leah Barab will bring it back. Will stay the line out just outside the 22.
Yeah, we seem to be stuck in this area of the field, Dan. Another team can really find the advantage to get ourselves out of here. But hopefully San Francisco will change that right quick.
He goes short now. Yes, and then we talked about Talapusi. Very important to this back line. Early penalty. Normally an easy 3 points, just 30 out right in front. Conditions today could dictate a different option here. You've got Volney Rouse on the wing. Very accurate, and Rouse will elect to have a shot at early points here, Lou.
Yeah, he's about 30 meters out, maybe a little more, but he's got a dead ahead target. So I would see Volney Rouse able to convert this penalty here.
After a seesawing open with mistakes from both sides, San Francisco find themselves with an opportunity to put the first points on the board. They got out to a somewhat handy lead last week against Sacramento before being run down late in the game. Almost felt like it was the one that got away, speaking to head coach Paul Keeler. Very focused Paul Keeler today. No distractions of the birthday like last week. He knows this is an important match. Home game, you must win at home.
Got to, Dan. San Francisco, rugby's breathed here. A lot of clubs, a lot of attention on this team to come out and play well today.
Focus now on a man who's played a lot of rugby in San Francisco. Rouse with the strike. Wynn brings it around beautifully. 3 points on the board. San Francisco with an early lead. 3 points to 0 over Denver. 4 minutes gone in the first half. Just a start they would have been looking for.
Now with this win, Dan, you're going to expect that penalty kicks are not going to be taken as liberally as they should, but you got an excellent kicker in Volney Rouse. Denver's going to need to be very conscientious about not committing a lot of penalties near their end of the field to give Volney those opportunities to keep that scoreboard ticking.
We get restarted. The hero from last week, McGee, the fly half, kicked the game winner in extra time. Nice, strong run from Tamalau. That's what we expect from the big 8 man. They come across now, Ai. Little chip over the top. There's some value there. Well handled, though. That man, McGee, sweeps around. He's handled by Blevins, though. Strong counter coming in from San Francisco. Denver have to bring in the troops. Tarr, just short of the 40. Kruger to his left. Finds Wiesing. He's met a wall of San Francisco defenders. Kruger down the blind side for a little snug. Tough pass there for Croy. Well and truly in front. You can see him having a chat with his winger there. Maybe a miscommunication. Wanted a better lead from Croy there. Didn't get it. The pass looked forward anyway. The wind may have dragged that one. And just not thinking early on here, Denver.
Or maybe just thinking a little too much, Dan. This early in the game, you're going to want to get into your groove. You're going to want to find players moving, get the hands on the ball, run phases. That right there sounds like maybe Nico Kruger try to bite off a little more than he could chew.
Ferris moves it across. Ai goes short. Talapusi. Such a presence in the midfield for San Francisco. Oh, penalty while in possession. Those are heartbreakers. And now 40 out in front of the post. Into a stiff breeze, though.
Now, Denver, they don't slouch at all when it comes to kicking on their side of the game. I do not know who they have lined up to take these kicks, but I would expect that they would see the Archibald back there, and he has pinpoint accuracy. Excellent kicking from the tee. If he gets a chance, he too will keep this scoreboard ticking.
Khalifa drives this one to the 22. Look at the lineup. They've got some big targets in this lineup. Casey Rock standing at 6'7". Kristen Wiesing, 6'4". Very athletic though. One of the best hookers in the game here in the US. There he is on your screen, Zach Fenolio. Good throw. Wiesing can't get a handle on it. They do well to recover, Denver. Ball comes down now from Kruger. Vandenberg Goes into the 22. Strong run from the Springbok. Rock juggles, gives the defence a chance to come up quickly. Kruger goes in. Looks to turn one back inside. Another handling error here and a turnover. San Francisco look to attack on the counter. They come out to Blevins. Blevins outside. Anderson weighing up his options. Goes back in, breaks a few tackles. The young cow product. The fullback finally dragged down, just short of halfway.
You got a turnover there, Dan. One of those Denver players got his hands in there, and those sticky fingers did not let that thing go. But you're going to come back. Looks to be a knock-on.
Looks like unplayable ball from Barad there. He's called this one a scrum. Very fortunate for San Francisco. Like you said, great work from Denver to turn that ball over. A little bit hard done by not to get the call there.
It's an excellent transition out of Denver. They realized they lost that ball and immediately went into a drift defense, using the sideline as their 16th defender. And everyone, instead of running back towards the ball, they run straight back into their lanes, Dan. That puts them in perfect position to turn around and get ready to play defense for the upcoming phases.
Get a reset there for a little bit of an early shunt from Denver. Having a talk to the 8-man, and you can see Wannenberg, just a big man, isn't he? It's that typical South African forward build. It's like someone got a couple of railway sleepers and slapped them together and put a Springbok on the outside of it. They're just big, solid men.
Yeah, they sure are. Big farm boys, Dan. I'm sure he's definitely not shy of some hard work.
Here we go. Ferris across to his right, finds A'i. Back to Talapusi. Anderson. Rouse, great transition. Last pass doesn't go to hand though. A little bit high behind Rouse, and that goes over the sideline.
Simply handle there, right there, Dan. It was nothing out of the ordinary. It was simple hands, and you just got to be able to execute as that ball gets to the end of the line. Someone's got to pass and catch and set up a phase. But you'd also like to see Denver put maybe a little bit more pressure on that. Come up a little harder so that that ball doesn't get out to the wing that easy.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's one of the things, these longer passes are going to get caught into the wind. You can see it taking the effect there on the throw. Fenolio does well though. Kruger, short ball. Wannenberg breaks the tackle. Very strong early on, the South African. Now they come to Rock. Back inside to Fenolio. Breaks the tackle from Fenolio. Tar does well to support on the inside. The big boys connecting. Kruger at the back. McGee. Little dribble through. Croy's on the chase. Anderson under pressure. He'll let it go. Cool head there from the young fullback. Well, just after I give him a compliment, he almost makes a huge error by throwing that in. Referee Barad saves the young fullback from an embarrassing moment.
Yeah, some of us in the booth might know something or two about embarrassing moments from the line of touch, but we don't carry that around with us.
I'm assuming you're talking about yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
Here we go, good line out there. San Francisco, pressure coming again from Wannenberg, comes right through and gets over for the steal. Should earn his team a penalty. No, going the other way there, collapsing right over the top.
Very unlucky what you see there, Dan. Excellent play by Wannenberg. Comes up hard, makes a tackle behind the game line, gets up to look to contest. But unfortunately, his teammates are coming in behind him, a little overzealous, push him over the ball, and that's what the penalty was called, off your feet in the ruck. And as you know, you got to keep your feet in order to play this game.
A'i now with a chance to pick up some yards. Great kick from the fly half.
Not the best angle, but, for what he was working with, it helps alleviate a little bit of pressure. San Francisco, they'll be looking now to get out of their zone. They'll be looking to put the ball to their foot, get out of there. Excellent take by Tamalao.
And again, Wannenberg coming through. San Francisco need to stop him on these lineouts. He's putting so much pressure. Pass goes down. Rouse does well now. The winger versus Al-Jabori. Al-Jabori, he ropes him in. Close to the 40. San Francisco moving the ball to the left. Floating ball goes to ground. Well handled though. Ferris back to his right, finds Tamalao. That's Talapusi, sorry. Just goes to show the size of that inside centre, getting confused with the 8-man at a distance. Nice footwork. That's for now. Ferris. Options to the left here. A'i goes to a little chip off the side of the boot, could work out for them. McGee does well. Surrenders quickly, wise moves there. As 270 pounds of Makatamalu comes rushing towards him. Casey Rock, isolated, needs some support. Comes in the fall of Collins. Kruger. Fenolio again with another strong run. Kruger to his left. Wannenberg, footwork, offload. Oh, just doesn't go to hands. The Archibald was through there.
Almost had it. Great vision by Wanenberg. A lot of forward runners off the ruck there, Dan, and Wanenberg at the very end of that gets caught running alone. Not something you want to see out of the veteran, but he definitely had something under his hat. He definitely knew what he was going to do. As he approached the line, he engaged the defense. That opened up a gap after the point of contact. He was looking to offload that. Had he gotten at the hand of Archibald, Archibald would have been away.
Just 10 minutes in, as a fullback, that's exactly what you look for. I would look for that strong forward carry. You'd look at a guy like Wanenberg, and I would tell him, I'd give him a little tug on and say, listen, I'm going to be on your outside. Just get your arms free. Back yourself. I'll be there. And Archibald, classy player.
There's a scrimmaging we talked about out of Ben Tar in Denver. Excellent effort, and they are psyched up. Luke White, very excited about that scrum.
Well, he's lived up to his reputation for a world-class scrummager. Now I just want to see him do a bit of fishing, see if he can live up to that reputation.
Oh, that's a really that's a high reputation out of Ben Tar. I've seen some of the photos of things he reels in, and boy, are they big.
And the boys up front still celebrating. Big scrum victory now. McGee with a chance to level things up here after 13 minutes.
Line out deep, keep working 4 and 6.
A little bit of a tougher kick here for McGee than Rouse earlier. He's kicking into the teeth of the wind.
Here we get a shot of the goalposts. They are not silent at all. These things are waving in the wind, and if he's lucky, it gets down the middle. If he's towards the outside, a bad blustery part of the wind, that could catch no good.
Great strike from McGee right through the post. 3 points apiece as the flags go up. All tied up here after 13.5 minutes. It's been end-to-end stuff early on. San Francisco had absolute control over territory, camped down in Denver's end. And then Denver turned it around. San Francisco, they're going to want to put some points on here, playing with the wind in this first half. It has swirled a little bit though, Lou.
It absolutely has, Dan.
Vandenberg, the big South African strides, and the offload to Pete Dahl. Dahl fends one away, look for some support. AE finally drags him down after about a 50-meter run from Denver on the kickoff, but giving away the ball straight over again. And that is just not acceptable from the Denver forwards. The second time in about 5 minutes.
Excellent break by Vandenberg right here. Great offload of the Dahl, fantastic support line. All you have to do is finish his run. Pete does a great idea, takes the ball to deck. The first man there cannot lose his feet, and that's where the penalties happen. You have to be under control, make sure you come into that ruck with your head up. You lose your feet, that great run is all for nothing.
Definitely, you've got all the momentum too going that into the field. Really no need to be that aggressive going to the ruck. There's going to be one, maybe two San Francisco players there. It's got to be more control.
Well, it's one of the elegant parts of the game, Dan. You go out there and you need to hit someone hard enough so that you get them off the ball, but you also need to make sure you have enough control that you don't break the rules and leave your feet.
Great steal from Collins there in the line out for Denver. McGee will play the pocket. Goes towards the middle of the field though. Rouse goes back and fields it. Finds his fullback in Anderson on the 22. Anderson throws a dummy, looking to attack. Another dummy, he's winger. Comes back inside there. There's some opportunities on the outside. Penalty coming to San Francisco. Not coming through the gate on 14, Croy.
Hard luck out of Denver. They played that kick excellently. As you see, they came up with a nice hard line straight across Anderson. Very little options. The only option he had was to take it into contact and hope that it came out and his teammates would rally around him and support. Luckily, Denver let San Francisco off the hook there. There was a turnover opportunity they did not capitalize on.
Great kick from IE. Picks up 50 meters on the fly, right down to the 22.
Now right here, Anderson takes the ball into contact. This is good, but now once the ball gets messy, Denver players have to make sure that they're coming into the onside position. That was a dicey call there, Dan. A lot of things in this game, up to the subjective nature of the referee.
And there, the pressure of Wanenberg again, wreaking havoc on the San Francisco lineout. Blevins does well. But penalty coming, he was isolated, Blevins. Not much he could do, and again, it comes down to the pressure on these lineouts. Wanenberg just running through the San Francisco lineout. They've got to pull it down and maul for a little bit. Take that opportunity for Vandenberg to come through their away. Try to catch him offside, perhaps.
Really got to keep him honest. Yeah, Dan, come down, pop it, drive it, whatever you can do. He's bleeding in, and he's putting a lot of pressure on Devereaux, and it's not helping the San Francisco to get a cohesive attack. They can't quite find their groove because of Vandenberg really just wreaking havoc.
Oh, it's great work from Denver because in the backs they're aggressive. Targo short to Fenolio. The little trick play. Fenolio. Can he get away? Flicks it back inside. Finds Kruger. Oh, globetrotter stuff here coming in from Denver as Fenolio picks down the blind side, goes into the 22. Kruger looks for his options to the left. Finds McGee. Long floating pass to Malifa, and he's crushed by Blevins. Oh, a Blevins special. Anderson kicks through. Loose ball here, finally fielded by McGee. Notices no one at home. He drops that one into the corner. Does he get the bounce? No, it takes a right-hand turn and goes dead. It's going to come all the way back towards halfway for a scrum.
That is some hard luck. Nick Blevins coming in, putting a lot of pressure. As we see here, Fenolio getting driven out of bounds. His only recourse is to make sure he keeps the ball in play. Niku Kruger, Johnny on the spot, ball in hand. That was excellent. As you see here, Nick Blevins, big hit on Atam Malifa. That ball is in the air for too long. You got to close the space. Seas International knows exactly what that's about. And then as that ball exchanges hands, got kicked upfield. McGee ended up with it. And, it was just hard luck on the bounce really, man. That was an excellent kick, right position, but the bounce didn't go his way.
Blevins outstanding last week, started well again today. Talabusi, great hands from Anderson. Comes out now, that's O'Hara. Big, tall, strapping lad on the wing. Nice ball for now. Breaks a few defenders as he goes back towards the breakdown.
More what we saw out of Finau out of Sacramento. He was, do not stand on the tracks when that train comes through.
Tamilau on White. Let me tell you, Luke White has dished out plenty in his time too. He's a hard, no-nonsense front rower. And I think anyone else on the field was in front of Tamilau, then they'd be in the back of an ambulance. Luke White's as tough as they come, and he did get on the tracks. And look at that, the big boys colliding. That's what the fans want to see.
Yeah, absolutely, they do. Nothing more than getting that ball into a big fella's hand. Maka Tamilau, younger brother of David Tamilau. Both of them. Definitely, we're not starving his children. Man, those are some big fellas.
Great line, Malifa goes through. He needs some support. It's slow in coming. He's finally dragged down outside the 22. And penalty coming. McGee, you'd think, have another chance here to put 3 points on the board.
Excellent break by Atam Malifa, seasoned rugby player, playing out of New Zealand, been near the States for quite some time, really bringing a lot of expertise, a lot of professionalism to this Denver side. And he found that line break, and the hard thing, or rather the easy thing we would do is just to run faster, Dan. But as you make that line break, you got to make sure that you finish your run well. We got to make sure we have enough support around you so when you get tackled, that ball can be recycled. And as you saw, he worked his gearbox, downshifted, got himself into a jog. They were able to keep possession, and now they got a shot at points.
Very, very smart player, very crafty player, Atam Malifa. McGee, almost identical spot to his first kick, made no mistake with that. Former junior All-American. Nice strike to the ball. Wind not helping this one come back. Flags stay down. Score remains 3 points apiece after 20 here. Boxer Field. What a beautiful field this is too. San Francisco, very old school. A lot of nostalgia here.
A lot of nostalgia, Dan.
You watched your first rugby game here.
I did. My first test match ever was USA versus Samoa. And it was first year of rugby, 14 years old, and it was quite an experience. Sad, very happy to see rugby come back. I was sad not to be able to play here as an international, but
Vandenberg now. Good option, good safety valve from the fullback to find him. Kruger digs in, finds Tar. Smart play from Ben Tar there. Thought he was isolated, went back to his forwards.
Ben Tar, big fella, run at a big fella. Nothing to do but put the foot down and go ahead and win the collision.
London to the Archibald. Again, another one of these crafty plays. Back to London. Can he find Jabori on the outside? Elects to take the tackle. On the 40 now, San Francisco. Both sides settling into this contest now. Rock throws a dummy. The big giraffe gets his head through. McGee, tough pass there for Tar to pick up, sorry. And he's driven back. Tamalau, good working defense from San Francisco. Kruger down the blind side. McGee, nothing in front of him. The arm wrestle continues here. Penalty coming, not releasing. Kruger goes quickly. Sorry, Lou. Back to Fenolio. Runs into the big man in Tamalau. He's fallen over the top of that ball there. Play on, says Barad, as McGee now moves it across. Rock, Rouse come in. And now it's a turnover. San Francisco on the attack through Gletzer. Quick pickup from Rouse. Finds Fidel. Fidel's going to streak away. There's the first try of the game when he dots it down. San Francisco turning defense into attack. Sensational stuff.
That is excellent rugby, Dan. Turning pressure into pressure. San Francisco on the back foot. All they need is a turnover. Alec Gletzer finds the ball in hand, gets up the field. They resource that first ruck, and Volney, Johnny on the spot, picked up that ball like he had Velcro attached to his hands.
Yeah, great stuff from Rouse. He's the one who came in off his wing, forced the error from Denver. And now the big man, Sam Finau, much to the delight of his teammate Volney Rouse, gets the try.
Excellent work on capitalizing on a turnover opportunity there, Dan. That is what you're going to want to see, a lot of transition out of offense to defense. For Denver, in order to cope with that, they need to, one, be way more conscientious about the ball in hand and returning possession to their team as they go into contact. But as soon as that turnover happens, that transition from offense to defense has got to be sooner. And they need to get more guys on their horses, getting back on defense, making sure that they get enough guys around the ball that's not where they're going to get beat. You need to find that area outside. So going ahead, we're going to see Denver a little bit more of the same. Maybe they can get their groove going on offense going forward, turn this San Francisco team around and really start making hay.
Conversion unsuccessful from Rouse. Score remains 8 points to 3. 24 minutes gone here in the first half. Boxer Field, beautiful San Francisco, California. Wind has died down significantly in the last 10 minutes too. Still will be a factor though, still blustering around as they elect to go deep here. Rouse moves it to Ferris. IE, they're going to attack off the kickoff through Blevins. Blevins straightens the attack, goes through, and the offload. Great work from Blevins as he finds Gletzer. And here comes the big man, the young Tamalau. That's Mucker. He rumbles up towards halfway. IE across, another big body coming in through Latu. Ferris finds IE. Tamalau straightens it up. Good run there from Sakalia. IE, quick hands, Blevins. Talapusi, out to the wing, O'Hara, pleading for the forward pass, play on. Denver's got to play the whistle there. They've all stopped to plead for a forward pass. Jack O'Hara does what a good winger should, and he dots it down. 2 tries in 2 minutes for San Francisco.
You don't ever want to get caught not playing through the whistle, Dan. And if you don't hear a whistle, you got to keep playing. You know, as we go back to the replay, we see the AR motion that maybe one of these balls is forward. So we got excellent ball movement here. This ball from Talapusi, marginally forward, but we saw the gesture from the AR on the sideline saying that ball was forward. Maybe he couldn't communicate that into the head referee, but you know, as rugby goes, sometimes you miss calls. You have to keep playing through. Definitely do not stop.
Yeah, tough ball there for Denver. That pass definitely from here appeared to go forward. Points are on the board, 13 points to 3, like you said. Put it beyond doubt, tackle O'Hara, take him in the touch, it's not a problem. Instead, they concede the try and 5 points.
Volney Rouse a little wide on that kick. Maybe singing his praises a little too much might have been a little unlucky for him. Leah Bernard not hearing or not seeing that forward pass. But like a good referee, she sticks to her guns.
Kickoff from McGee, goes deep again. This hurt them last time as San Francisco went straight on the counter from the kickoff. This time they elect to take it back into the defense. Ferris.
Dogfight in that ruck, Dan.
Back to IE. He'll clear this. Strong wind at his back. And he booms that one downfield. Just short of halfway. Denver will have the line out here. They're going to have a chance to attack inside San Francisco's 50.
Excellent clearing kick there, Dan. For some of our less experienced rugby viewers, I get asked a lot of questions. Why do they kick? Well, in such a situation, when you're deep in your end, we kick because we want to get out of the pressure of being stuck in your end.
That's right. Vandenberg now takes it over the 50. Kruger. Looking like one of the gold seekers here in the early days in San Francisco, digging around for that nugget. London. London, such a strong runner. The South African rhinoceros. Now Collins. Tucks it under his wing, goes forward. Long pass to McGee. Great pickup from Malifa. He's got a mismatch here. Malifa throws the dummy. Let's another one go, Malifa. Oh, the trickery, it's everywhere. He's finally dragged down about 15 out from the line. Denver on attack. A lot of slow bodies coming back here for San Francisco. But a little handling error in there from the Denver forwards. And that's a big let-off. San Francisco are at 6s and 7s out here to the right, Lou.
Yeah, being a forward myself, or a former forward, Dan, that you don't want to see that. You see a back make a great effort, gets down the field, breaks many tackles, and as you get inches from the line, a handling error from the forward to really ruin that attack, that looks really bad on your whole group.
It goes both ways. I'm sure there's a lot of forwards who look at backs when they knock on or kick possession away. You can admit it, it's all right.
Come on, dude. I've never given you a dirty look on the field.
I never made a bad mistake like that with you, though, bro. I was too scared you were going to get me. Here we go, Ferris with the pudding. Great scrum. Great scrum from Denver. Vandenberg picks up the back. They're not going to stop the big Springbok from there. He dives over for the first try for Denver. 13 points to 8.
First things first, Dan, you got to do your job. You have a scrum, you're in the field, you have to get out. And San Francisco really was not urgent to make sure they won this. Look how straight their legs are. They need to be lower, they need more powerful, they have more intent in that scrum. Excellent work by Vandenberg to pick that ball up and just put his head down, charge over the line. Wouldn't want to be the guy across from him in the try zone, Dan.
He's going to be one of these imports, one of the buys for these teams. I think is going to be really influential. Not only if he's playing the field, he's going to help the local guys who are playing be better players. I just get that feeling he's that type of leader. I think Kurt Morris is going to be the same in San Diego. McKenzie in San Diego. I think Mills Muliaina, when he turns up here for San Francisco, will be the same as well. You've got Ray Barkle in Sacramento.
You know, culture is a word that we throw around in rugby a lot, and we don't throw it around lightly. It's a very important thing. And when we bring in a lot of these more experienced players from rugby playing nations, they help to establish a healthier, better culture for these teams in order to grow and prosper. And having guys like Vandenberg, having guys like Muliaina and all of these other players is a fantastic thing for rugby in the United States. And I just hope that all the guys who are playing around them are taking full advantage of being around such experienced players.
Yeah, definitely. It's just those little 1% things that make the difference between domestic and international players. The engine on Vandenberg, he's just everywhere, always moving. The locomotion. Locomotion, that's Kylie Minogue. Here we go, Denver now. Collins. Hard, well met from Bledsoe though. About 30 out. Kruger comes to the right, McGee shakes the kick, finds Malifa, throws the dummy, Malifa's gone through again. He's been the turning point in this game, Malifa, as he kicks through play. Can he get the handle? No, it just doesn't go to hand and it goes over the sideline. Well, Ata Malifa, Lou Stanfield, he has stamped himself the last 10 minutes.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky out of the Malifa. Ata Malifa, excellent rugby player, as you see, shows Blevins his dummy, finds the hole, and he just puts on the gas. Sees the space ahead, puts the ball in. Excellent kick. Unlucky on the bounce that they weren't able to collect that. Great work by Malifa.
It certainly was. San Francisco do well. Pulled the line out down. Come across to the right, UAE. Talapusi. Better defense there.
Front up defense out of Denver is excellent.
So it is, they're getting up very quick, putting a lot of pressure on, feasting low. Rock high there. And it's a turnover. Pete Dahl back inside to Fenolio. Can't get away from the attention of Ferris. Dragged down about 10 out. Numbers both sides. They elect to come to the right through Collins. He runs into Tamalau. Still 10 out. McGee. Shapes. White. Short ball. He needs some support. And they've got them for a forward pass there. Was the option to put the little kick through. He had numbers outside. No one back on the sweep. Had one of the forwards out in the wing. Little kick through there would have been a nice little run through.
I think Denver's gonna need something like that in this game to really move San Francisco around. They're running their one-up forwards, and unless someone has an excellent individual effort and breaks tackles and makes gain line and then some, their style of play really isn't challenging San Francisco enough to where those gaps open up naturally. So they're going to want to maybe have a little bit more effectiveness out of their backs, running a little misdirection, someone changing the angle of the run. But as long as their forwards are able to push like that in the scrum, Dan, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, they are absolutely dominant in the scrum. No question about that. And they'll earn a penalty and another attempt at 3 points here for them to bring this score back to 13 points to 11. You think McGee will make no mistake from there. Definitely agree that they're putting a lot of emphasis on second phase play, aren't they? Putting those big forwards, the Ronenbergs, the Whites, you know, the Casey Rocks, the Wiesings, those guys, and then playing off that second phase ball. But right now, just not going to hand.
Now, what's important out of those forward pods when they bring them up and they hit the defensive line, they have got to go win that car crash there, and they cannot take that tackle on their side of the game line. It has to be quick and it has to be powerful. So you're going to want to see to get this ball into forwards like Vandenberg's hands. You want to get that ball into Dahl. You want to get that ball into Collins. These guys that will put their head down, find the seams, produce quick ball in order for the backs to get a good opportunity.
Penalty is good. 13 points, 11. San Francisco still leading by 2 here at Boxer Field. And great strike, McGee, the hero last week. In sudden death, Golden Point kicked one from the sideline. In freezing temperatures of snow and frozen rain, it was just absolutely miserable. I don't think they'll mind the wind as much. They can keep that snow away.
Yeah, the sunshine, the wind is just a little bit of an inconvenience.
Here we go. IE goes deep. Not the man you want to kick to there, Big Vandenberg. Always seems to beat that first up tackle. Outstanding game today from him. Kruger goes to the middle. Fenolio, great little tip on from Fenolio and Collins with the offload. This is what we talked about. The boys linking together, second phase play. They fly into that ruck. Quick hands will do it. They've got numbers here. Malifa throws a dummy. Oh, it's read by IE. And he's not falling for anything. Great hand zone. London can't get a pick up there, and there's the knock on. Good read from Irene IE though to come in and sniff that little dummy out from Atta Malifa.
Yeah, he wasn't going to fall for it twice, and Atta Malifa wanted to pull out that dummy and come back in. Irene IE was ready for that with the right shoulder and stuck it to Atta Malifa. Now it didn't take him down to the ground, and that was Achilles' heel. Unfortunately, they were not able to capitalize on opportunity. Ball to the deck, and now we got a scrum. But in all these situations, scrums have always favored Denver. Like we said earlier, you got Ben Tarley in the middle along with Zach Fenolio and Luke White. That's a powerful, very well-versed scrummaging front row. That's going to be, as you see, they get a shove on, and they're getting this San Francisco team going backwards.
Pressure coming in as O'Hara. Good strong run from the winger. He's isolated though. Pete Dahl is all over that ball, and he'll earn his team a penalty. The hard man, Pete Dahl, that is what he is famous for. A ball pilfering machine, and he has earned his side of the penalty there. Oh, I love Pete Dahl.
Pete Dahl in the breakdown, he is an absolute menace. If he gets that position over the ball, it's going to take a whole lot to get him out. You might need a front loader in order to get him out. We see Vandenberg on the sideline getting a little bit of attention. Let's hope that's nothing serious, and he'll be able to get back into this match because he's very important for Denver's attack right now, Dan.
Yeah, he's up. It looks like it might have been just a little contusion, a little knock there. He's just limping it off, running it off, the big man. Wouldn't that be a huge loss if he came out of the game? Strong line out to Rock. Kruger, cross to his left. McGee goes short to Vandenberg, throws a dummy. Straightens it up, bumps off Bledsoe, runs into Tamalau though. A little bit of a tougher man to bump off. Big 270-pounder, McGee. Crafting. Tackled right on the 22. Kruger with the ball. Comes back to his right. There's Rock. Good ball retention from Denver.
You're going to want to see that ball a lot quicker than that, Dan, in order for this attack to really be as venomous as it can be. Get the ball in the Vandenberg's hand. He's sucking in a lot of defenders. He's making them respect him, and this is what you're getting out of it.
Malifa throws a dummy. Another one. Malifa breaks a tackle. Needs some support. Great work from Anderson to drag him down under the goalpost. And then coming back again here. Not too sure if that's forward pass or a knock on. Got him for a little knock on.
Yeah, I think at the point of contact as he escaped the first tackle, he just lost track of that ball a little bit. Really unlucky. As we see here, first tackle's broken, second one. And interesting.
No, he spilt the ball. I think referee Barad is saying he lost the ball into a San Francisco player and regained it. After that initial contact, there was a little bobble there.
Now you can see that San Francisco is going to answer the call when it comes to the scrum. Deep in their end, a lot of pressure.
And the daunting thing for San Francisco, it doesn't get any easier when the replacements. You've got Nick Wallace on the bench, a great scrummaging, the USA Eagle as well. He's yet to get on the field.
And we saw big Slimmy Ledger warming up, and he looks like a big stocky human being.
And he's a big man too, 280 pounds.
And look at this list. I can't help but to see Mose Timateo coming off the bench. Mose has been in the American rugby scene for quite some time, and he is an absolute legend, man. Hopefully we get to see him.
Vandenberg back to Collins, and they score! The influence of the South African continues in Vandenberg. Gets it back to Logan Collins. Captain of the Denver Barbarians back in Colorado, now playing for Denver team. And he gets a try. And the dominance of the scrum, it all comes down to that, Blue.
This area of the field, Dan, now it's not even mattering if Denver can't finish, during phase play. If they knock it on, if they turn it over, as long as they get a scrum, they know they're going to get the ball back. They are working absolute ends on this scrum. And San Francisco right now, they don't have an answer for it.
They certainly don't. Vandenberg been limping for the last 5 minutes, seems to have shaken that off. And there's our try scorer, Logan Collins. Absolute stalwart, rugby in Colorado. Played a lot of 15s and 7s for the Barbarians club. Now contracted to Denver in the pro competition. Conversion successful from McGee. 18 points to 13, right on the shadow of halftime here. Denver take the lead for the first time today.
As a domestic player, man, an American who learned to play rugby in America, it's great to see guys like Logan Collins get the opportunity to turn the game that they've made into their passion and to professionalize it into something of a better product. And you see out of him, maybe other guys who didn't grow up here in America, but they immigrated here, like Peter Dahl, guys that poured their blood and their sweat and their heart into it. And it's just fantastic to see them get the opportunity to play how everyone else in every other rugby playing nation plays, professional, improving their game week in, week out, and keeping expectations much higher than you would at a club rugby team.
Well, absolutely. It's great guys on both teams, like Volney Rouse, who's been playing for years. I mean, we played against Volney in 2009 in the old Super League when we were at Nyack playing for Golden Gate. He's still playing 7 years later. It's a great reward for guys like that. Max Modiarchville, what a guy Max Modiarchville is. He's done so much for the game, now gets a chance to play professionally here. I mean, that was the thing. Some of these guys were good enough to go overseas and play. It just wasn't ever an option for them to leave the country. And now as this one gets bundled over touch, Vandenberg, and that's the whistle. That's the end of the first half. Denver surprising leaders at halftime after San Francisco came out of the gates firing 18 points to 13 here at Boxer Field. A very entertaining, a very tough first 40 minutes. And we're going to be back in just a moment with some of the highlights from this first half. Don't go away. I love it.
What we got going on here?
I don't even know what we're doing.
Are we not playing now?
Where's the ball?
Where's the ball?
Yeah, not again. Do a line-up.
Say it.
Ball.
A lot of people try to compare rugby to American football.
While they were out here, yesterday they played the Diablo Gales in a friendly game out at Wilder Park in Orinda. Score was undisclosed.
Like when they were there, a lot of people just didn't get. I didn't even look back. Yeah, I mean there were those events going up, especially.
And welcome back to Boxer Field, where the festivities are rolling on here, as is Denver, as they hold on to an 18-13 lead. And for our viewers at home, that is part and parcel of rugby, the festive atmosphere. And there's some other questions about rugby. Most domestic viewers familiar with football, we put together a little package to explain the differences between rugby and football.
Say rugby's like football. In actuality, it's football that's like rugby.
Kruger to Nguyen on the outside, touching Nguyen. Cuts back in. What a try!
Rugby is very much a player's game rather than a coach's game. Players have to think on their feet. They have to make many more decisions.
Petrie goes deep to the backs now. Huge flung pass. It's going to be a try. It's wild.
More so than football, the game is always moving. It's always evolving.
Now they're going for the try line here. Better body positions here from the United States.
A try or a touchdown.
Peels away. And then tries over, I think, no.
You physically have to put the ball down. There's more of a contest at that try line touchdown zone.
Now the forwards latch onto it. Oh, it's right over.
Aerobic fitness is much more important in rugby. You've got to play offense, defense, back and forth.
Seen them on the second series do the same thing, but it's kept on with another intercept. Can you believe it?
You can be a big, strong guy, like a football lineman, but if you can't run all day, you can't play rugby.
Great stuff there. Some of the highlights of rugby versus football. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the first half as we prepare for the second 40 here from Boxer Field in San Francisco. And welcome back to Boxer Field in San Francisco, where Denver lead 18 points to 13. I'm Dan Power, joined by Lou Stample, of course. And Lou, what an exciting first 40 minutes. Let's take a look at some of those highlights.
Very exciting, Dan. We got a few things that happened this first half. A lot of great rugby, a lot of fantastic scrummaging done by Denver. As you see here, we got Alec Bledsoe, had a very impactful first half, getting a lot of work done. Finishes run strong, and then you had Volney Rouse there to clean up, and for now, finally to dot the ball down. Excellent work there in order to finish a good hard run by San Francisco. They've been moving the ball really good this half as well, Dan. They just haven't been able to seem to be able to finish on all the opportunities. As we saw this one, they were able to finish. A little dicey in the lack of a forward pass call there, but you know what? That's how rugby goes. Vandenberg, an absolute beast in this first half. He has been around the field. He has been involved in nearly every single phase of the game. And, you know, that far out from the try line, he's either going to push it over or he's going to get to someone else to be able to get to convert those points. Excellent work by Denver coming in ahead of San Francisco in this first half.
Yeah, it was a very seesawing first 40 minutes, and we're going to come back in just a moment for the second 40 as San Francisco look to come back against Denver. Don't go away.
Welcome back after our halftime intermission. I hope all of you had a chance to visit our concession here up on the mezzanine level. Just a quick reminder of our halftime score. Denver leads around San Francisco team 18-13. San Francisco at halftime. Entering the game, number 16, Tom Millican. On for number 2, Jacob Fennell. Also, number 18, Joe Jones. Number 1, Akatamela. Let's go.
And welcome back to Boxer Field, San Francisco. Moments away from the kickoff here in the second half. Denver leading 18 points to 13. There you see fly half Will McGee. As we are underway here, 40 minutes away from closing out week 2 here in pro rugby. San Francisco on the left of the screen in the black and red strip. Denver in their grey and purple. Tamalau crashes forward towards the 22. Ferris goes in. Finds Latu. Pulls it out to his right. Ayi, he'll kick. It's charged down. Great work from White. Can he recover? Coolican on the field now. He goes back. Under pressure still, San Francisco. Ferris, little handling error there. That's not the start the boys from San Francisco were looking for, Lou.
No, it's not, Dan. Compounding errors is not the way to go about playing this game and getting ahead. Denver doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. Now in an area where San Francisco has struggled all day with. Denver licking their chops, scrum, center of the field, 5 meters out. I wouldn't be surprised to see their pack just put their ears back, pin their ears back, and just go ahead and push this one over.
Well, the story of the first 40 was the Denver forwards, especially with the scrum. Absolute dominance. And you would think that would continue here. Nice platform, though, this time from San Francisco. They hold on. Kruger goes to his right, flat ball. Malifa steps, bends. Can he go all the way? Malifa, he'll do it all himself. Great stuff from Ata Malifa, and he gets the first points of the first half. Denver extend their lead.
Ata Malifa having a fantastic game here in San Francisco, Dan. A lot of moments of impact in that first half, and then opening minutes of the second half. Falls over that try line for a quick 5 points. You're excited to see him have a really strong game, finish well here.
Yes, certainly. He was the one who provided them the spark in the first half. Got them going. A couple of nice little runs. Deserving try there for the inside center, Ata Malifa.
We come back to that scrum. That was just an excellent platform. Gave Niku Kruger excellent ball to be able to get out. Now, as you notice, Denver all day long, they've been able to creak, push that San Francisco side back, and it has really, you thought they would have done it again here in the beginning of the second half, Dan, but you know, they go for one shove, they don't get it, they kept their cool, they went to their second plan, and that plan was to get the ball out to the backs. Ata Malifa, no question about what he had to do, gets that ball, runs right through the defense, and 5 points to Denver.
Mickey now with a chance to convert. Flag stay down. The wind playing havoc there on that kick. Score remains 23 points to 13. 10-point lead here for Denver.
Yeah, a couple of substitutions on at the half there, Dan. We saw a couple come on for San Francisco, including Tom Coolican for Jay Finau. Amongst a handful of others. Tom Coolican, seasoned international, real busy man on the field, Dan. You expect to see a lot of work out of him in the second half.
Ayi, nice high restart. Well handled though from Fenolio. He takes it up towards the 40. Kruger, cross to his left, flat pass, McGee. Puts a kick on the ground. Well handled though from Anderson. He'll put it high. Look at the wind just holding that ball, almost in the same spot. The bounce has a San Francisco favor. Ferris. Coolican can't handle. Knockback, says the referee. Casey Rock kicks through, then pounces on the ball. Pops it up to Vising. The offload back to Malifa. No, he's held onto it, Vising. He's tricked everyone. Now Malifa with the ball. Shifts to McGee. Kicks behind. There's a chance here. D'Archival's on the chase. Is he going to get there? He wins the race. No, he can't get there. And San Francisco will dot this one down. A couple of Denver players pleading for interference there. It looked like a fair contest, though.
It did look like a fair contest, Dan. They might be trying to squeeze a little bit of blood out of a rock there. D'Archibald put himself in an excellent position to gather that ball in. Just didn't have the hands for it. Unlucky. Now you got a 22-meter out for San Francisco. Ayi looking to push the tempo, make the Denver athletes work a little harder to get back. And we got a substitution coming on for San Francisco. Coming off is number 7, Alec Bletzer. Coming on, number 19, Cody Jones.
And you see the right ankle of Bletzer heavily taped. Young man out of Santa Barbara, went to college at Cal. And that's a big loss for San Francisco. He was great in week 1, very dangerous. Collins smashed. Coolican there, meets him as he catches the ball. Kruger comes back to the middle, McGee, short ball. Great ball, Pete Dahl goes right through. Dahl looking for support, finds it in Kruger, he loops around. He's tackled by his opposite number in Ferris on the 5. Denver still on the tack. Garrity, though, coming in, may have. No, not releasing the ball he's got there. On Kruger, he was isolated. What a great tackle, though, from young Dev Ferris. A certain try saver there for San Francisco.
Some excellent passages of rugby here, Dan. First off, excellent way to attack the line. Pete Dahl really getting this attack going forward. Was able to offload that ball, and then Nick Kruger. Now, I say it 1,000 times, it's not the quality of the run you have, it's how you finish. Unfortunately, right here, you know, you can't get that ball out, ends in a penalty, you know, all for nothing, because now San Francisco ball outside of the 22.
Great steal from Wiesing, though. Kruger goes back, can't handle it. He's under pressure. The little man scurries forward. And Olio steps in. It's a pick and go. Up to the 40.
9 out, Dan. It's important to keep him cool. Now, Nick Kruger back on his feet. He can now marshal the troops again.
He's done that as he sets a pod to his left. Now finds McGee. McGee runs. That's forward. Comes off Garrity. He thinks he's home. It's coming all the way back to the 40, though. No doubt on that one.
Leah Berard is not missing that goal.
No, I've seen better passes from Tim Tebow than that one from McGee. Definitely forward. San Francisco now get a chance to scrum down. Not that it's a huge advantage for them. As you take a look at the replay. Oh, wow.
I'm wondering what McGee was looking at there. He almost has slipped out of his hand a little bit. Now Denver in a position they find themselves real comfortable with today, Dan. Every time they get a scrum down, I see those ears. I know they might be taped down for Ben Tarr, but they perk up a little bit every time the referee says they're going to scrum.
Like when a young puppy hears the word walk, when Ben Tarr hears the word scrum, the proverbial tail starts wagging. He gets excited.
Unlucky. Amidst all the compliments for Denver on their scrummaging, they give up a half-arm penalty. San Francisco goes to play quick, and they had an advantage. But this ball has to find hands, Dan. They cannot keep throwing the ball around, putting it on the deck. It is going to spoil their attack. It's going to slow it down. And for them to really get going forward, they have to be crisp and clean from passing and catching.
Yeah, both teams having trouble here. That pass goes to ground. Little knock on the regather there from San Francisco. And we are almost back at the exact same spot before all the banter started. And we'll have a scrum down now with Denver, though.
See if Denver can go ahead and help themselves out after giving up a short arm. Good area of the field. They'll look to keep this one in the scrum. Won't look to do anything too fancy with it. Get it out to the backs and hopefully get an edge on the San Francisco side. As you can see, immediately we have a 4-on-3 overload from San Francisco. A very natural thing in rugby, as you always have a fullback back and playing that sweeper role.
If I'm McGee here, I'm going very hard for the line. See if I can get Bolney Rouse to bite in. I'm throwing a big old cut ball out to Al Jabori on the wing. Let's see what they do. Vandenberg, he lets it go to Kruger. Kruger, tough pass. And there he goes to Garrity instead, and he spills the ball. Blevins does well to recover. And then a loose carry there in the rough. Looks like one of his own players came through and kicked the ball. He's coming back for no advantage. Just like we talked about, Rouse came in, shot in on Garrity. The option was to go out to Al Jabori, either out the back door or across the face there. When that winger shoots in, there's always value down the paint.
You know, there's a lot of positives to come from attacking that line real aggressively on offense, Dan. And what that does is that gives the defense less time in order to make a decision on who to tackle. Now, conversely, if you take that time away, then it's going to, you know, make it much harder for you to handle the ball, catch it, reel it in. And as you saw there, Garrity taking that ball in man at the line, and you know, unfortunately, he just couldn't hold on to it.
San Francisco looking to peel this one around the corner. Ferris, Aye, Blevins. Great offload. Aye loops around. Here's Anderson, wanting to see this man get loose today. Anderson, as he's dragged down just on the other side of halfway now. Ferris, short ball, handling again, letting San Francisco down in the midfield. And Denver will have a scrum just on their own side of halfway. Opportunity goes begging.
A little bit of a motif in today's story, Dan. Maybe that wind is a little rougher there on the pitch than it is up here in our cozy commentator shack.
As you take a look at the replay, maybe you're right. the feeling that one's just got to be caught, though, from Coolican.
Hits you right in the breadbasket. You have no excuses. And some fresh legs coming on for Denver as Vandenberg limping off the field. Gives the crowd a little applaud. Thank you for your effort out there. Great. That was an excellent game. Coming on, the young man out of Chuckanut,
Coming off the field,
Nick Wallace. Played his college ball for St. Mary's. Quite a few caps under his belt. Real exciting player, Nick Wallace.
Really big fan of Nick Wallace, the man known as the Walrus. Gets on the field in the front row to make some changes. Collins goes back to 8. 8, 9, 15. And trouble. Kruger. He's got to pass that ball. Niku, sorry. He's dragged down outside the 22. Pete Dahl. Dahl goes through. Breaks a tackle, Dahl. Goes to the offload. It's towed through by the man known as the Walrus, Nick Wallace. Fresh. But coming back for a penalty here, maybe playing the man without the ball. Denver starting to look dangerous.
Real dangerous. Nick Wallace, fresh legs on, looks to get involved immediately. Nicky Kruger goes into the tackle. Wally steps right in, plays that scrum half position. Peter Dahl on a nice line right off of the ruck. Finds himself a little gap, cheeky little break. Unfortunately, as he was going down, I think he just lost control of the ball. A couple of kicks onto it, and ultimately right back to a scrum.
They don't lose much. Vandenberg comes off. Wallace on. It's a good 51 minutes there from Vandenberg. Good scrum. They're going to go again down the blind side. This time San Francisco not falling for it, as Collins is tackled about 6 out from the line. Pick and go coming. Here's Wallace. He goes with White. Again, Pinolio. They're playing very quickly off the back of the forwards. There's value down the blind side if they want it. They've got some numbers. McGee recognises it, comes with the Archibald. Still with the forwards though. Kruger pleading for a penalty, and he'll get it.
Penalty against San Francisco, hands in the ruck. Penalties brought out.
San Francisco working hard to slow that ball down, Dan. Unfortunately, sometimes you go back in and take another bite of that apple with your hands, and referee dings them, and that's a good call. Leah Berard right on the scene, looks into it, got a good view, and all you can do there is hold on and just hope to play defense for another phase. Give up a penalty, and you really you can't stall out the attack, Dan, but really this deep in your end, you just want to hold on for dear life and hope that someone is going to turn the ball over, someone is going to cough up an error.
Now let's see if McGee learned from last time. They go quick, Pinolio. He'll score Pinolio. They're not going to stop the big man from there. He gets a try, and probably deserving that it stays in the forwards. They have laid a fantastic platform here today, more so in the second half as they continue to stretch their lead out now, 28 points to 13.
Excellent try out of the professor, Zach Pinolio. He had pushed himself back from the hooker position to, I think now he finds himself in the back row. Half-arm penalty to San Francisco, doesn't hesitate, claps, gets the ball in his hand, a quick tap, and he's over the line. Put his head down, knew he had to do a hard job, but fortunately for him, the San Francisco forward pack were still looking around, didn't even know the whistle had been blown.
Pinolio, great work from him. Comes back from an injury after the World Cup. Had some problems with the neck. He's healed up now and ready to go as we look at the replay. Strong run. Look how happy the big man is too. The professor, you called him, that's right, chemistry teacher at Regis Jesuit High School in Colorado. Conversion is successful. 28 points to 13, 15-point deficit. Still plenty of time to play for San Francisco. They are playing into the wind though. They had it in the first half. Now they find it a little bit difficult. Almost feels like running uphill now as the breeze has stiffened again.
You know, one of the question marks for San Francisco last week, Dan, is they were playing Sacramento in the not quite terrible heat, but still some decent heat, was their level of fitness. Were they going to be able to keep up with the tempo of the game? Now playing against Denver, who comes from altitude, naturally has the advantage. They're looking like maybe they're falling off a little bit in the second half.
They've got some big bodies, San Francisco, and you do wonder how much of a toll that plays on their fitness, especially late in the game. Wallace, he's been busy since he's been on the field, Nick Wallace, as he takes this one up towards halfway. McGee Spots some real estate deep. Drives the ball down. Anderson well positioned though. The fullback will bring it back. Looking to counter. Oh, straight to Al-Jabori and the offload. What a pickup from Malifa. Holds his feet well, Malifa. Kruger comes to his right. Finds White, the big man, steaming onto the ball now. Kruger across to McGee. Goes to the foot again. And there's value there as Croy comes through. He needs a bounce. He doesn't get it. San Francisco willy-nilly throwing this ball around. And it'll probably come back out to the 22, depending on where this ball was played by San Francisco. I thought Denver may have taken it in off Croy. See if we can get a look at the replay, but that was close. We are going to go with a 5-minute scrum. The officials deeming that San Francisco took this ball back in.
We know who's on the ground there, Dan.
It looks like Dustin Croy, the man who chased through the grubber. A prolific try scorer out of the Glendale club in Colorado. He seems to be in quite a bit of discomfort too, Lou. Let's see if we can see what happened on the replay.
Charging down this kick. Oh, it does not get the bounce. Ooh, might have gotten a little knee to the face there from San Francisco's number 11, Jack O'Hara. You know, just wrong place, wrong time to have your face, and really unfortunate. But you know, barring any major injury you might have had, you know, this is typically a thing someone can come back onto the field with.
And now it becomes an issue of concussion protocol for young Croy.
Yep. Right there.
Left knee right to the melon.
Very focused on issue in sports now, concussions, Dan, and rugby is certainly no slouch. The level of protocol that and process that not only players but coaches, the physios, even now the referees must go through in order to be able to deal with a concussion, a potential concussion. How is it dealt with? And then who is now accountable if this person who may have had a concussion comes back and says, oh no, I'm okay.
The ball goes in for Denver. The scrum dominance continues as they push this forward. Collins to Kruger. Comes across to McGee, throws a dummy McGee. IE doesn't fall for it, takes him down. 5 out from the line, Denver on the attack. Pick up the back, Manolio, can he get a double? Drag down, just short. Another pick and go. They're awfully close, possibly held up.
Ball was held up in goal.
Referee Barrard agrees. Whistle already gone. They're going to come back out for a 5-meter scrum. Yeah, definitely concussion, a big issue in all sports now, not just rugby. You know, obviously you've seen it very big locally here in the US with the NFL. But the protocol's in place now with the 10-minute after a player suffers what could potentially be a concussion. They had the concussion, yes, they've got a 10-minute protocol to prove that they're of physical and mental mind, I guess you could say. It looked like Croy there. The good thing was the training staff, they're actually still talking to him now. There's a doctor and a trainer out there, and they're very close watching him, and they can tell through mannerisms and physically how you look and how you're moving.
And being a former rugby player yourself, you've had to have had a ding or two to the head, haven't you?
I don't remember. No, I left that tough stuff up to you, Lou. You were always in there.
The old battering ram. Put a scrum hat on them and chuck them on in there. See what they can do. We go back to that last play. Head referee Leah Berard says that was held up. May have been a little bit of overzealous, as the ball really was not quite into the try zone with Nick Wallace having it in his hands. And maybe that would have been able to give Denver the second opportunity to go back and really capitalize on that. We come back to it right here, Dan. So ruck right there. We're going to see a pick and jam coming up. I believe this is number 16, Nick Wallace, who has it. Still has it in his hands. And we're cut short, but in the previous replay, I did not quite see him get over the line. But this is going to stay in Denver's favor as they're still on the front foot. Scrum 5 meters out for them.
Michael Reed coming on to to replace Ferris. Good little game from the number 9. Got the start here today after being on the bench last week. But pressure continues to mount here. Denver absolutely entrenched inside the 22 of San Francisco in the second half. It's a matter of if, not when, San Francisco give up another try. And it comes very easily off the back to Collins. A little bit too easy, you would think, for this level of rugby, as Collins gets his second try of the game for Denver.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the flankers on the side of the scrum were thinking there. I mean, yeah, they're going backwards, but you still have to have your heads up. You still have to have your feet behind you. Put yourself in a good tackle position, so as soon as you see that ball played, you're up and out, and you're into the guy's dish, whoever has it. Kind of a little bit of lackluster out of San Francisco. They're losing a lot of steam, and as we said earlier, Dan, that seemed to be what was plaguing them when they played against Sacramento. It was not a lack of imagination and creativity of rugby, but rather them just not being able to sustain the momentum and the intensity for an entire 80 minutes.
They held a pretty nice lead up in Sacramento last week. Also got out to a good lead here. They will continue to work as the season progresses. You just hope they can figure out the riddle before it's too late. So McGee looks to convert Collins to try. Very nice strike from McGee as he puts that one through the middle. 35 points to 13. Denver extending the league. About 20 minutes left to play here in this game as we take one more look at this try.
Logan Collins off the back, no one at home. I believe number 4. Suapeli Sakalia, he was there, maybe found himself in a position that he doesn't normally play. But, you know, in the game of rugby, it happens. Find yourself out of position, you just got to make do with what's there.
Great take from Rock off the kickoff. Pressure coming from Coolican. And that's good work from Coolican, getting up quickly in the face of the Denver players, forces a forward pass. And it's a matter of now for San Francisco, Lou, off this scrum.
Now, they're in the Denver's area of the field. They have to stay down here. If they relieve any of this pressure and let Denver move into their end, it's going to completely kill their attack. San Francisco is going to want to really gain off this momentum, keep the ball in hand. Really, they can work as methodically as they need to in which to probe this Denver defense, but they need to keep the ball in hand, Dan. They cannot afford to give this ball up anymore.
Now, handling has been poor here in the second stanza for San Francisco. Back to basics. Use those big bodies in the forward. Replacement scrum half, Michael Reed, ball in hand here. We get the scrum reset. The crowd starting to get a little fired up here, trying to get their hometown over the line. Early push, short arm coming. This is what they need. They go quick.
Early engagement.
Charging into the defense. Sakalia. They'll get a penalty right in front of the post. Reed goes quickly, shifts it across. There's the big man now in Fanau.
I'm San Francisco, Dan. I'm looking to get the ball in the big Sam Fanau's hand as much as I can. He is winning collisions, he is getting game line, and he is putting them in the front foot.
Mahoney takes that one forward. Now Coolican shifts it across. Fanau. You just mentioned that Lou Stanfield, and he makes a good charge inside the Denver 22. Now they get quick ball, they can attack. Aye, flips over the top. Talapusi. Can he get 3? No, he's dragged out about 6 out, right on the left-hand touchline. Back towards the middle. Aye, go short. Big collision coming in, though, on Sakalia.
Excellent tackle, excellent defense by Denver there. Coming up.
And it's play on as they tap quickly in attack. And now a penalty against San Francisco, and that is an absolute momentum killer right there.
That is a backbreaker, Dan. San Francisco doing exactly what we said they needed to do. They needed to keep the ball in hand, and they needed to continue to probe this Denver defense, and they would end up getting that advantage that they need. And they get the ball in San Fanau's hands. Look at the big man go. He does not take no for an answer. He shrugs off tacklers. He produces good ball. And that's the quick ball San Francisco needs in order to get the advantage over Denver here late in this game.
Now substitution for Denver comes on as Tamana Tahu, Australian Wallaby, who's played at international level. Rugby League, played for the Australian Kangaroos, the New South Wales and State of Origin, Newcastle Knights, Parramatta Eels, the Penrith Panthers. He has more clubs than I have stamps in my passport, and he is an absolute electric talent, one of the most naturally gifted footballers in any code to ever lace up a boot. And he is playing in the centres now for Denver. Let's see if he can get loose. Great run from Dale. He's been outstanding in this game, Pete Dale. As always, the tradesman. McGee drops it onto the foot again. Just playing the territory game. They know they've got the dominance in the set piece, Denver.
Very smart Alan McGee there. Dan sees that they have a full defensive line. Maybe his line is not in a decent attacking position. Goes ahead, puts the toe on the ball, advances up the field, and now we just keep all the forwards moving. Denver, they look like they're just come out of the training room. They're ready to continue playing. You got to hope San Francisco matches that energy.
Cooligan with the throw. Great shot down the line out. The hills of San Francisco in the background there. Very picturesque field. They go short. Wiesing does well. Goes backwards. And now the knock on. It's really, that sums up the day here for San Francisco, doesn't it, Luke?
Yeah, they just can't quite seem to find their groove. And that's unfortunate because this is a very exciting San Francisco side with a lot of talented players. And you don't really get an opportunity to showcase all of that talent if everyone takes turns trading off mistakes. One person drops the ball, another commits a penalty, and so on and so forth. It's just domino effects, and it's like I said, really sad to see. You got to hope that at some point they can pick themselves up and say, listen, enough with that. Keep the ball in hand. Keep going at them, because when we go at them, they rock, and as soon as they rock, they're going to get ready to break, and then that's when San Francisco is going to be able to pour the points on.
Kruger goes in. McGee finds Tahu. Tahu short. Well taken though. Malifa takes that one forward. They'll come down to Collins. Around the corner they come. Rock. Oh, wasn't expecting that pass, the big man. He spills it forward. Option here for San Francisco with the line out of the scrum.
You got to be ready no matter where you are on the field, Dan. That ball's coming at you. If you're not ready to catch it, well, you're out of position. And the only thing worse than being out of position physically is being out of position mentally, not being ready to catch that ball. And, Casey Rock, a big man, finds his strengths in a lot of areas of this field, including the scrum, the line out, but everyone's got to pass, everyone's got to catch. Ball hits you right in the midst. You got to catch it, you got to hold on to it, and you got to produce good ball with it.
Big scrum coming up here for San Francisco. They must win this. Could get the penalty, they do. They'll go quickly. Nope, calm things down.
Very wise out of the San Francisco team to slow that down, get out of their end of the field, really put some meters behind them, between them and their goal line, is to keep Denver at bay. Try to keep winning possession. That way they can hopefully get some points in the last quarter of this game.
They're going to need 4 scores to get back into it. Time drifting away. 15 minutes left. Definitely not out of the realm of possibility here for San Francisco.
You've seen crazier things, that's for sure, Dan.
And that's not something you hear every day. The home crowd cheering an opposition player, but it is the hometown favorite, Mose Timoteo, as he comes on the field. A San Francisco stalwart for many years, has moved out to Colorado now, and the crowd absolutely love it. The little general is on the field.
Now, I've been around for a little while, Dan, and just to let you know how long Mose has been around, he was on the team as a veteran of the national team when I first got my start. And, the guy has all the guts, all the heart that he needs, and for him to get opportunity with the Pro League, he deserves it. I mean, the guy is still on his game. I mean, he may be up there in age, a little long with the tooth, but all that is a bit of experience.
Hands in the ruck there. Yeah, definitely, it definitely makes you feel a little worse being up here, sitting down, watching Mose Timoteo still playing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But I can promise you tomorrow morning when Mose wakes up, he's jealous of us.
The grass is always greener, isn't it, Dan?
It certainly is. San Francisco, they're looking for some green grass now. And they're going to get a penalty for pulling down the line out. They go quick for now. He goes forward. He's met midfield. Pete Dahl looking uphill for that ball. Right over the top of it. Very strong.
He somehow, some way finds himself into these situations where he has no business having rights to that ball. And those snaky little fingers of his find their way in there. And he has, once he gets a hold of that ball, he does not let go. Fantastic play work by Pete Dahl there.
I'm sure the kids that he went to school with, who used to lose their sandwiches out of the lunchbox, are probably thinking right now, I think they know who it was. Pete Dahl.
It was Pete Dahl, or it could very well have been Ben Tarr coming off the field. Ben Tarr, excellent day out here in San Francisco, just putting on a clinic in the scrums, Dan. Just absolutely disintegrating San Francisco scrum every opportunity he decides to do it. And you know, that's a prerogative word here, decide, because he's a smart player. You don't want to do it each and every time. You do it each and every time, you know, you kind of ruin a good thing. You got certain positions on the field where you don't want to destroy the opposition because that might ruin your ball a little bit. Ben Tarr, he's no stranger to that. He knows what's going on.
Coming back from a pretty serious knee injury to Ben Tarr, as San Francisco takes off the back of the scrum. Sakalia dragged down on the 40. Reed goes back to the middle. Coolican drops ahead, burrows through. He's met by a Wallace special.
Tough man, Tom Coolican.
Nice bend there. Beautiful run from Sakalia.
Peter Dahl, again, found himself in a position.
Latu straightens things up towards the middle. Aye with the ball. Little chip over the top. Waits it perfectly. Oh, just couldn't get the hands on it, O'Hara. And it goes to ground. Those are those 50-50 bounces that just haven't gone San Francisco's way here this afternoon.
Very unfortunate there. Very unfortunate there, Dan. The bounce of the ball has not been kind to any of the teams today, really. Found it, you know, some people would say that's a catchable ball. I'd be inclined to agree with them. It hits you right in the chest, you got to ring that one in. And unlucky that it hit him right in the chest because he probably wasn't expecting it, but you need to put yourself in position to make the play. Just got to make it.
I think you brought up a great point earlier about expecting the ball. I mean, at this level, with the caliber of players that you have around you, just got to always expect it, no matter what's happening. Whether it be a kick or a pass or anything, just always anticipate that the ball is going to be coming your way. These young American players, they're going to learn that as the season progresses. This is why this league is such a good thing for them, playing at this high level every week. Embrace it. Tahu breaks a tackle, breaks another one, Tahu, and another one. Offload back to Dahl. Can't get the ball in hand though. As San Francisco, they'll look to attack quickly here. Talapusi does well. Back to IE. Shifts it across. Blevins breaks a tackle, steps inside another Blevins. Ledger, the big replacement prop, finally drags him down inside the 40 of Denver. Reed goes across. IE. Miscommunication there. Looks like one of those players knocked it out of his hands. It's Fenolio with the ball now. Jarcheville steps in. Shifts it across. Collins. Wiesing. Steps back inside Wiesing. Collins. McGee. He'll kick it away. O'Hara with the ball now. Big contact coming in from Garrity. Winger on winger. Coolican goes for a run down the blind side. Straining for every yard, Coolican. Reed, tough pass, great pick up by E, flicks it back inside. Well handled, San Francisco. They're going to call that one forward though. Cody Jones, tough luck.
Hard luck. That looked like a clean ball to me, Dan. I don't know about you, but I thought she was going to let that play. That was some pretty fancy ball work by the veteran Areni. Looking like he was going to go wide with it, and then with the backhand flick on the inside, you had Cody Jones, Johnny on the spot, collected it in, and unlucky right here. Jones, yeah, I don't know. That looks okay to me, Dan. I'd let them play on with that. I mean, there's several different ways you could judge that. You could say Areni was in front of the player, even though the ball was back. If he's in front, he can't play that ball. But you know what? Ultimately, the rules of the game come down to the subjectification of the referee. Whatever they deem to be appropriate, or whatever they deem to be illegal, they call it on the day, and everyone has to be able to just say, okay, and play along with it. Last thing you want to do is sit here and get into an argument with the referee about something that is, you know, might be very small in regard to the grand scheme of the game, but you know, that could have been an important possession that, you know, pushed San Francisco into the zone that they need to be in order to come back into this game.
If you're going to let the one in the first half go, you've got to let that one go from the O'Hara try, the first 40. So now we get it's actually a two-man rugby side over from the UK with Harry's bomb squad. Defusing bombs for a living. The fullbacks of the real world.
Just gotta say we appreciate all service members for their sacrifice made in order to keep those in the free world free.
To Mateo. We'll get the penalty. Let's see if it goes quick as we wanted to. Some of the other veterans in the team not feeling as energetic as the replacement scrum half. Slow things down.
You know, Mose's the type of guy, he plays in what we call on a boil, Dan, and he's always ready. He's always ready to kick it into high gear whenever need be. You know, he stays at that temperature where his head is still cool, but his heart's ready to go.
Well, that's not a great kick from D'Archibald. Doesn't find touch. Rouse back to the middle. Oh, Anderson does well. Through the legs there. Throws a dummy. Gets through. No, now he spills it, Anderson, in contact. And Denver will look to counter through Malifa. He can't handle as well, and we're going to come back after a little bit of sloppy play and pack a scrum. About 30 out from the San Francisco line. About 8 minutes left to play here in this game. Well and truly dominated by Denver here today.
So Jake Anderson not able to reel that one in, unfortunately, as he breaks past the line. Malifa looked like he was going to be able to, but Sakalea says no. You're not going anywhere. Knock that ball out of your hands and we'll pack one down here and keep going with the toe-to-toe punch-up.
Here we go, back set out to the left. Garrity very flat out in the sideline. Going down the blind side. Collins, Mateo. Great ball, D'Archibald. He's brought down inside the 22. Denver back on the attack here. Looking for more points. To Mateo down the blind side. Finds Fenolio.
Excellent dummy by Fenolio.
Diving over again. Denver being pinged 3 or 4 times today for that. They'll definitely be addressing that during the week of training. Their over-enthusiasm at the breakdown. It could cost them in a big game.
That enthusiasm has got to be met by athletic prowess. You have to break down at the point of contact in order to get yourself under control. They keep flying up and trying to hit these rucks and really just destroy someone. You have to be able to marry that with being under control, Dan, or else you're going to see a lot more of these penalties. And, I mean, shoot, we've seen 3 of them today already. So, you know, definitely something Denver's going to be visiting coming up here in the upcoming week. Or at least I would expect that.
And that's a fair expectation, Luke.
Well.
Here we go, San Francisco. They're going to want to play quick here as time is fading away. Replacement coming on. And for those watching in the great city of Kansas City, a man familiar to them comes on, Gannon Moore. He'll replace Zach Fenolio. Gannon Moore has stamped himself on the 7 scene, most recently doing really well with not only the Kansas City Blues out there, but also played for the invitational side, the City Sevens for Denver.
Zach Fenolio coming off the field after an excellent match, I thought, Dan. Just really got busy. Found the ball in his hands a lot, looked for work. Just a hard-nosed man going out there, playing the game as he knows how to.
Blevins, met midfield. San Francisco. They'll go out in their shield, San Francisco. Yeah, Reed, back in the middle. Aye, throws a dummy, lets him go. Finds Coolican. He's been strong since he's been on Coolican, minus a few handling errors. He'll come down. Rouse, he's down the sideline. Baldy Rouse. Offload, goes to ground, now picked up from Collins. And the agony continues for San Francisco as McGee tries to clear this one downfield. Blevenzo reads it beautifully. Steps inside BC. Referee calls timeout. As you had the assistant referee with the flag up. And there's a question mark over some of the play here. We'll see if we can find out what it was. I didn't see anything too untoward, but I did follow the ball downfield.
As did I, Dan. We've had a pretty clean game here for the most part, so I wouldn't expect anything cheeky to be happening this late in it, but you know, you never know. Tempers get high because, well, no one likes losing and no one likes staying down points, and who knows what have happened. We'll have to see what the referees confer about and see if they're going to pull out a card or have a word with anyone. Have to do a little disciplining.
Well, San Francisco had the ball. It looks like they're pretty confident, and Denver look like they're getting set up in a defensive formation, so we'll have to see exactly what happened. Berard talking to San Francisco players. There is a yellow card. As Sam for now, he gets an early shower here this afternoon. 10 minutes in the bin.
Number 6, Sam Fanal. Awarded a yellow card. 10 minutes in the bin.
Penalty coming for Denver. Looks like some shoulder charge maybe was the motion from Leah Berard. She did quite well actually, the shoulder charge. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a Berard special. Is that his kick to touch? And hold the phone, Lou. Nick Wallace throwing lineouts. Oh, it's a thing of beauty as well from Wallace.
Oh, he does it right down the old pipe.
To Mateo. High bomb from Denver. Chase coming through. Gannon Moore. Anderson. Great under pressure there. Graceful, the fullback. Reed goes in, moves across. Aye. Throws a dummy. Looking flashy. Already Aye. He's turned the clock back 10 years. Can he go all the way? He needs some support. Dragged down from Diarchibald. Goes back inside. Sakalia now. He's held up. He needs some support. The troops are coming.
Excellent ball work by Irene Aye.
He steps into scrum half. Aye. Does a little tap dancing there to try to clear that ball up. Long floating pass goes across. Tamalau right through the bread basket. Wow. It's gone straight through him like a hot curry, unfortunately, for Tamalau.
That is the story of the day, Dan. Excellent work, but these breaks are only as good as how you finish them. If you don't come away with points, you know, you're really just shooting yourself in the foot. Irene Aye showing some real fancy ball movement there. Little pop ball in the air, and move the hands around to show that switch, and away he went. And you know, stepped in a scrum half. Unfortunately, Tamalau. You know, right. As we come back to this ruck, we see already Aye. He wants to get this guy's foot out of there. You know, I think it's Wiesing's. He's got his foot in there, and I think that may be a little. You know, I think Wiesing might be trying to do that to slow the ball down, and you know, back a long time ago, that used to be a very common thing, Dan. You know, people getting stepped on the rugs because it was not something that was enforced by the referees not to do. But now we see in the later era, in modern day rugby, that it's very much not something you see too much of, and the referees are pretty quick to discipline.
Here we go, San Francisco through Kulik, and attack down to the left into the 22. Reed moves it back towards the middle. Nice little pop in there from Jones. Still going forward. Better stuff from San Francisco. There's the big man, Latu. Taking it back towards the center of the field. Reed, Aye. Short ball. Well met though, as Junior Hellu gets his first touch of the game. Another penalty coming.
San Francisco looks to go quick.
Aye now with the ball. Back inside to Latu. The big man breaks a tackle. Can't get away from the attention there of Turnbull though. Denver do well to slow this ball down. Very contested at this ruck. It's at the back now. Aye. He's got the ball back inside to Blevins. Blevins. One more pass. Let's see what the referee calls here. We're going for a knock on against San Francisco. So Denver, they'll have a scrum 5 out from their own line.
I would have thought that was a knock-on from Denver. As you saw, as we saw, I think it was Aye coming in. Oh yeah, maybe that did get a little bit of a San Francisco hand before it found the ground. Unlucky break for San Francisco. Tail of the day.
The replacement winger, Mike Haley, there may have just got a hand on that. It was tough to see obstructed there, but referee Berard right on the spot. happy to make that call. As Denver with McGee in the pocket will look to clear this ball. Another look at the Denver scrum. Comes out, Malifa finds Tahu. Goose steps, offload around the corner. Beautiful ball from Tahu, finds Garrity. Garrity comes to Anderson, he drags him down. 45 out from the line. Timoteo plays quickly. Dahl lets one go. He's met midfield. Now with Collins. Another pass, still with Denver, 40 out from their line. Timoteo comes down the blind side. McGee. The tough pass out to Empson there. And that one goes over the sideline. And now as we approach 60 seconds left on the clock, you see McGee there just apologising to his back. Very good performance here from Denver. We saw a similar performance yesterday from San Diego, defeating Sacramento. And wouldn't you know it, those two teams, they will meet next week, next Saturday, down in San Diego. 5 Point Pacific, big scrum from Denver again, just driving them off the ball. Timoteo finds McGee. Long floating pass to Malifa. Under pressure there. That was a tough pass for the centre to take as Blevins. The Canadian brick with eyes. He comes up and flattens Malifa. That's his trademark, Blevins. And they'll get another scrum. Wasn't very successful for them last time though. If you look at the replay, yes, heart in the mouth stuff there for Paul Malifa as that ball just floats across the field. Not much choice for the young man but to go up and put his body on the line. And Nick Blevins more than happy to lend his shoulder to young Malifa's ribs. I'd like to see them come away with something positive here, San Francisco. Scrum again. Big from Denver. That's a better run from Sapalia. They need more of that. Rouse moves it across to the left. Jones finds Kulikan. Drag down midfield. Flicks it out the back. Rouse with the ball. Throws the dummy. Breaks a tackle, Rouse. Being one of the better players for San Francisco today, young Volney. Tamalau. Can he get free? They're just inches from the line now. That one's spilt. They go down the blind side. Pick and go. They've got to be close. Ball there. Presents back at the ruck. And there it is. The consolation try comes away of San Francisco. It looks like the big man in Tamalau. And he jots that one down. 18 points now for San Francisco. Not enough for the bonus point. But they'll have this kick to bring it back within 15. And who knows, later in the season, for and against, they may be looking back at this last-ditch effort to get them that try. But the story today really has been the dominance of the Denver forwards. As we take a look at the try. Such a big, physical man there. Very hard to stop as you watch him pick up from the back. And just dives over. Great stuff from San Francisco. Yes, the story though today really has been the dominance of the Denver forwards. Former Springbok Vandenberg, when he was on the field, just showed his class. Lost him at the 50-minute mark to a little injury. Didn't look too serious. The forwards continued though, especially in the scrum. So we're going to look at Casey Rock, get some running repairs. The big lock. This kick should see us through to full time as the clock has run past 80. Rouse leaves that one out to the right. Score will remain 35 points to 18 as referee Barrard blows full time here at Boxer Field, where the visiting team, Denver, have come in an absolute dominant display. As San Francisco, they fall to 0-2 for the season. Denver, a perfect 2-0. They will sit atop the pro rugby table by themselves. They'll face a much sterner test next week in San Diego down at Torero Field. As we take a look at some of the images, there they are, the Denver side celebrating a very good victory. When we come back, we're going to go down to the field with Lou Stanfill after this commercial break with the man of the match, so don't go away.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Cooley. Oh, Dave Williams.
That sounds good.
How you look?
Yeah. Atam Alifa.
Thanks to the players today for coming out and providing us with excellent rugby action. Thanks, Denver, for making the trip under the beautiful weather in Colorado right now.
It's freezing.
San Francisco's next home match is 2 weeks from today. Bring it, Red. Welcome back out. Enjoy another beautiful Sunday afternoon in the city.
Do I need to go get Atar right now? Do you want me to go get Atar right now? Yeah.
Go ahead. Here, I'll take the mic.
And welcome back to Boxer Field, where Denver have defeated San Francisco 35 points to 18. We're going to go down to the field now with Lou Stanfill and man of the match, inside center for Denver, Atam Alifa.
Hi, I'm here with the man of the match, Atam Alifa. Ata, fantastic work out there today. 2-0 in the inaugural season for pro rugby. What's the vibe like going on in the Denver team right now?
Hey man, we've worked really hard the last couple of months and all that, the preseason, it's all paying off and all that, the vibe. We've got a really good culture going on in this team, we've got a mixed culture, this and that, it's a lot of good balance, and we've got a good senior group that's leading the boys really well.
Now, you've been around the rugby scene for a long time, and we saw a lot of really good things out of you in the midfield that really pushed this team forward and really gave you guys the dominating win that you had. What else is going on in that midfield that maybe the guys up top don't really know about?
I think it's mainly the chemistry from my teammates and all that. You know, they make my job a lot easier. You know, I mean, I give credit to them, you know, because without them, you know, all those line breaks, this and that, it's all off their hard work and all that. You know, it's a good team effort, and I just, you know, kudos to the boys, you know.
Wonderful. Moving forward, 2 weeks into this season, how does it feel to be a part of the very first professional rugby league in America?
Man, I'm not going to lie, man. It's an honor. It's a huge privilege, you know, to be able to be a part of history, this and that, you know, and then the next so many years, you know, it's something that we can cherish, and not many people can say that they're a part of this first ever pro rugby league in America, and something we can tell our kids, you know, when they're growing up playing the game and all that. It's something to be very, very proud of, you know. Right on,
Ata Malifa. Hey, congratulations on being man of the match today. Great game. Back up to you, Dan.
Thank you very much, Lou. Great performance from Ata Malifa and the entire Denver squad as they go to 2-0 and sit atop alone off the pro rugby table. From Boxer Stadium, where Denver has defeated San Francisco 35 points 18 on behalf of Lou Stanfield and our entire crew at AOL Sports and One World Sports, I'm Dan Player saying good evening and good night till next time. No.
So. Yeah, ready when you are.
So I'll do, yep, I do the first one, you do the second one, I'll do the third one, you do the fourth one, then I close it out.
Just do this to me when you want me to switch. Like those first two, Bonenberg is like, it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? No, it's okay. Yeah.